You don't just wake up in the morning, step out of your house and wish someone is going to attack you. Realize that safety is fundamentally flawed. There are a couple of problems with the way safety looks like right now.
There's an evolution in limestone that is now betting stone circle.
So when limestone started a couple of years ago, we started by solving problems within the estate and facility management space. We realized that if we are helping these estates and their residents to be very, very safe and secure, why can't you just expand this utility to the general public? That was the core idea behind Stone Circle.
I can assure you that we are using one of the most secure servers in the world.
It's awesome to feel safe. It's very great to feel secure. But beyond that, we think that the ability to also make other people feel safe and secure is very, very important.
I can raise an emergency alarm and you know for sure that people that care about you can respond.
What we are trying to offer with Stone Circle is not like a security solution that is built around people, such that when you have a problem, I have a network of persons that can actively respond to those problems and solve them.
The wait is over. Stone Circle is here. What started as a podcast is now a full-fledged app built to keep you safe, connected, and in complete peace of mind wherever you go. And today, we have some of the most brilliant minds that brought it to life. First off, Faludun Tosin, the lead software engineer, making sure this app is rock solid. He started in banking but migrated to tech. He's all about building smarter, more secure digital solutions. Then there is Tomitope Akimolodun, a product manager who mixes strategy with storytelling. He's worked across edtech and prop tech, and he's got a vision for making technology more inclusive and impactful. And of course, Odunsina Ademi Sodiq, front-end developer and co-founder of Foodie. He's not just making the app sleek, he's making it seamless, secure, and built for the future. So what exactly makes Stone Circle different? Let's find out.
Hello, everyone. Hi, Stone Circle fam. Welcome back to another sizzling episode of Stone Circle podcast. Let's talk safety and preach peace of mind. My name is Jennifer, and once again, I'm hosting this episode of Stone Circle podcast. So guys, if you are joining us for the first time, please go back and see the previous episodes on this podcast. And for my OG listeners, you all already know how we do it over here. Sit tight and don't touch the dial. So today we are going to be talking on an amazing topic. But before we go into introducing the topic and everything we have for today, I want to first of all introduce the people that I have here with me, our guests. So today we are doing something we've not done before. We are having three guests with us here in the studio, and they are here to talk to us about something we've been hearing every day of the podcast: Stone Circle, Stone Circle, Stone Circle. That is what we are discussing today. What exactly is Stone Circle, and how did it even come up? How is our podcast named Stone Circle? What exactly is Stone Circle? That is what we are discussing today. So, like I said, we have three people with us here in the studio, and I'll just go ahead and mention their names, and then we'll pass on to them to give us a brief introduction of themselves. So, on my right, I mean my left, on my left, I have Mr.
Tosin.
Tosin, and then on my right, I have Mr. Sadiq and Mr. Temitope. So let's first of all hear from Mr. Tosin.
Tosin.
Just briefly introduce yourself to us, Tosin. Tell us about yourself and what you do and why you're here.
All right. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you once again for having us here. My name is Tosin. I'm the lead engineer here at Limestone, and we are here to discuss and enlighten you guys about our application Stone Circle, which we think is a technology that is going to transform the way security works in Nigeria. So I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Thank you very much for honoring our invitation. It means a lot to us. And we're looking forward to hearing a lot from you and learning a lot from you today.
All right.
Okay, so by my right, I have Mr. Sadiq. Say hello to our viewers, please.
Hello, everyone. I am Sadiq, and I am a front-end developer with Limestone. One of the products we are planning to churn out very soon is a Stone Circle, and we are actually here today to share the good news about what we have in stake for Stone Circle. I'm hoping that this will be an amazing moment. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sadiq. We're happy to have you today. All right, let's hear from the last guest, Mr. Temitope.
Hi everyone, my name is Temitope, a product manager at Limestone, and I'm happy to be here to share the exciting thing we are building with Stone Circle. So you might ask, like, outside building products, technology in general, what do I do? Yeah, so I'm a serious lover of mass space exploration in general, and I'm also like a British parliamentary debater. And aside those things, I really enjoy pounded yam and vegetable. And once again, I'm so excited to be here. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Temitope, for that. Pounded yam and vegetable lover, and then math and space. But let's not go into that. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. I believe it's going to be an amazing session. So let's go into it. Today, we are going to be talking about redefining safety, connection, and peace of mind. That is the topic for today's episode on Stone Circle Podcast. That is what we are here for. That is what we are talking about. So, like I said, we've been hearing Stone Circle Podcast, Stone Circle Farm, everything Stone Circle. That's all we've been about. Today, we are actually going to be diving into what this Stone Circle is. So, I'll be putting across my questions as usual to our guests, and let's just sit tight and learn from them. All right. So before we go into it, what exactly is Stone Circle? That should be the first question. I know that is the first question my viewers are asking. What exactly is Stone Circle?
Okay. I will let him talk. Go on now.
Yeah, the product manager. So we
Yeah.
have the product manager, we have the lead engineer, and also an engineer too. So yeah.
All right, so what is Stone Circle? That's a very beautiful question. So for you to understand what Stone Circle is, I might need to take you back a bit. So when Limestone started a couple of years ago, we started by solving problems within the estate and facility management space. So we realized that our space was very, very chaotic, very, very problematic. A lot of estates are not safe, they are not secured. There are a lot of issues managing all of the activities within this estate. So we kind of put out a solution that solves those kind of problems. And at the heart of it, I mean, beyond the managerial aspect of that solution, something was very, very key. And that's like the security aspect of it. So we had a couple of features like access control that ensures the residents of this estate are well secured through streamlined check-in and check-out processes in and out of the estate. We also have like a feature, a very, very beautiful feature in panic alert that helps these persons manage emergencies. So we've done that for a couple of years. We have like a couple of customers already on our system, and we realized something. So it's just more like a very major moment of epiphany when we realized that if we are helping this estate and their residents to be very, very safe and secure, why can't we just expand this utility to the general public? That was the core idea behind Stone Circle. So Stone Circle is like an expansion of limestone beyond the usual business to business side of it into like the business to customer side of it, which is the B2C. So what this means is all of the benefits our estates have been getting from us in the past few years, we are now willing to expand those benefits to everyone everywhere in the world. So I think that that provides the context to the evolution of Stone Circle. So what exactly is Stone Circle in and of itself, and what are the problems we are trying to solve? So we realized that safety right now is fundamentally flawed. There are a couple of problems with the way safety looks like right now. The first issue is that it is very, very reactive. And the second issue is it's largely outdated. So what it means is that we still have security personnel, we still have like thousands of security tools, but then like emergencies still leave people restless. Emergencies still leave people helpless. And you can come to think about it, right? I know we have a couple of cybersecurity experts here. So come to think about how like a phishing attack triggers an email that help you respond as quickly as possible. That's for like your like cyber life. What about like actual lives? This is one of the things that we're trying to do with Stone Circle to ensure that we solve these outdated problems around security and ensure that we provide a proactive means to solve emergencies and safety problems with people and ensure that these problems, we are trying to build a security network around people. So Stone Security, what we are trying to offer with Stone Circle is more like a security solution that is built around people, such that when you have a problem, when I have a problem, I have a network of persons that can actively respond to those problems and solve them.
That was a lot. Okay, so you're saying Stone Circle is actually limestone, an upgraded limestone. Because viewers, if you've been following us right from the onset of this whole podcast episode, you find out that everything we've been talking about actually came from somewhere, limestone technology. So if you've been following us, you will know that we are from limestone technology. So what he's saying right now, clarify please, is that stone circle is like an upgraded limestone. Yeah.
Limestone there's an evolution in
Okay.
limestone that is now betting stone
Stone
circle.
circle.
Yeah.
So in addition to that, so it's just more like just see it as Limestone is a company,
Mm-hmm.
right? A technology company that solves a lot of safety and security problems.
Okay.
And Stone Circle is one of Limestone's products that
Okay.
addresses safety and security for everyone everywhere in the world.
Which is
Exactly.
exactly what we've been about throughout Stone Circle podcast. Safety, security, consciousness, apps, devices, and all. So we are on the right track. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's a question, please. In a world where instant, instant communication, there is like instant communication. Why do emergencies still leave people feeling helpless?
Thank you. Let me take that
Okay.
quickly. You know, eh, when there are emergencies, you can decide to reach out to anybody. But are you confident in the channel you are using? Are you confident that this channel that I'm panicking to, or that I'm trying to pull my emergency situation on, is there going to be a responder? Am I going to get help when I need it? All right. So that's why Stone Circle has come to say, okay, we are building Stone Circle to make users know that, see, when I'm in an emergency situation, I can raise panic, I can raise um, an emergency alarm, and you know for sure that people that care about you can respond.
Respond.
So it's different from people can only respond. You know that, sure, people that care about you can respond, because there's like you said, there's a community. You can create your own community on the platform, and then once there's an emergency situation, you can raise the uh the alarm, and then you show that people that care about it, think about it. If you have an emergency situation, God forbid, which we don't pray for, but if there is if there's an emergency situation, and you raise an alarm to your dad and to your mom, you know they will respond, compared to if you raise an alarm to somebody that do not know you. For example, maybe you just put it on Facebook. People just
Read and pass. Yeah.
so that's it.
Okay.
So, in addition to that, so I think for Stone Circle now, it's more streamlined because you're actually reaching out to people who are closer to you. So this response is quite very much more swift and instant than, for example, now if there was an emergency initially, you would actually call 911, right? You're calling the police, and they have to reach, they have to come to your rescue from a far distance. Now, for instance, let's assume you are in your estate and you raise a panic, right? So the closest people to you are people in your estate. Maybe they are outside the compound, or the estate security. These are the first people that first of all get to see your panic alert, and they can easily come to your rescue. So it's quite very instant, and the it's kind of remove a lot of bottleneck, or this alert that you're sending brings you closer to your people, and they can easily respond to you.
Okay, okay. So I think we missed a step, which is what are the problems that Stone Circle seeks to solve? What are these problems? What does Stone Circle do?
Yeah.
Okay, I will name them then. The program manager will just
Okay.
buttress more. So one of the problem that Stone Circle is solving is first that we have all been mentioning security,
Security, okay.
right? And then communal living.
All right.
It brings you closer to people around you. It also help you to know the things going on in your environment, in your community. So we have, for instance, we have the moment feature where people can post incidents, can post things, moments of things happening at the moment on the platform. And then you can see it, and then you can see it based on nearness to the situation. Let's say, I think the floor we have is 5 kilometers to where you are. So it's so close that you can see things going on around, and you can respond, you can comment on it, the person can reply and give you that kind of instant feedback of what is happening around you. Yeah.
So it is security and communal living.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
there's more to it, and then I'm
in
sure.
addition to that, so I think that the core principles of Stone Circle in terms of what we offer centers around three things, right? So we have safety and security essentially. We have communal living, which is very important. And the third part of it is what I would say interconnectedness. So that's basically the ability of people to connect to each other. So Stone Circle is at the core a security solution, and it's quite revolutionary because it's different from what you'll find out there. And the reason for that is we try to infuse the sense of this social sense into it, right? So I know we have a couple of social media already, but these social media have like different purposes, right? So what we are offering is more of a security solution, but it tries to bring in social, like a social way of achieving this safety. So what it means is the traditional safety and security systems are often centralized, right? Just like you have like police station, you have like a couple of things. But this time around, we believe that the fastest and most efficient way to be safe is to be able to connect to the closest set of persons around you. That's the first level. Stone Circle helps you achieve that. And the second level to that is it's awesome to feel safe. It's very great to feel secured. But beyond that, we think that the ability to also make other people feel safe and secure is very important, which is also one of the core things that led to Stone Circle. So he already mentioned Moment as a feature.
Yes.
So Moment is very incredible. So Moment allows our users be able to share incidents like real time. In fact, when you have to share incidents, one core thing about it is that you have to be able to share it as quickly as possible. That's why we have to like infuse some AI to that can help you generate a text report from these videos so that these incidents can go out as quickly as possible. You don't need to write caption like you do on other social media and other like platforms you are used to. So just basically need to record a quick incidents, share it. So at that point, people that are getting it, so there's a mob attack at a particular area, it's broadcasting it to everybody. So you don't want to pass that particular location. So at the end of the day, you're not just securing yourself,
yourself.
but you're also making people feel safe. So that's how we try to connect. We feel like we cannot achieve ultimate sense of safety and security without connecting it to people. So people have to be at the heart of it. And that's the major evolution that we have with Stone Circle beyond like the traditional means of safety that we
Yeah,
have right now.
securing yourself. Interesting. I think I'm taking a liking to the moment feature, like understanding really well how it works. So, do you guys think that people they would rather trust a digital safety net over the traditional security method that you mentioned?
I I think so.
So instead of I'm in need of help, instead of calling my security at the gate, I rather take up my phone and do something.
I think so. And the reason I'm saying this is um it's a matter of time.
Mhm.
And but we, even if not now, we'll grow there.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of system we are trying to build with Stone Circle, saying that um we want to entrust, because it's like you said, it's a communal living. I want to entrust this application into your hands. Most people stay on their phone. Most people stay on their devices,
That's
right? And we're saying that staying on your devices, wherever you are, and you have an issue, you can do this. And once I'm sure that once one or two persons use it and there's results, we start to build that trust,
yeah.
and then things begin to spread. And we are also making, I mean, that's one of the reasons why we are here, to also educate, to also um, to speak to the public on some of these things and how it benefits.
So how do you guarantee that users will not just download it and that they actually integrate it into their life? Do you
Alright.
guarantee that?
All right, so I will start from where Tosin stopped. So we think that at the end of the day, reliability and transparency are very, very core to adoption of like a product or like any kind of technology. So, for example, some years back, when this new banking started, a lot of online banking, people were not comfortable putting their money somewhere online. Like people prefer to like pile up cash, right? But with time, they started trusting the system. And right now, almost most people now prefer like online banking. So I think that to be very honest, it might not be like very, very smooth at the beginning, but we believe that as people start experiencing it in the estate communities, they've experienced it, users have experienced it. That's why we see have like customers
Yeah.
actively using our products. So when people start experiencing how awesome this product is, it builds that kind of habit, which leads to like the second part of your questions around will people just download it and just keep it on their phone. So we think that habit formation is very, very important. And we, product and engineering team, we have to look deeply into this to say, yo, how do we ensure that people do not only remember Stone Circle when they are in panic mode? Which is like a very, very, it looks very direct and simple, but it was a very, very difficult question to answer. And that was exactly what led to some of the features that we have, because we have to fundamentally understand what we call the normalcy bias, the idea that people are almost incapable of wishing themselves bad things. You don't just wake up in the morning, step out of your house, and wish someone is going to attack you and collect your belongings. It's almost impossible. But then these things happen. So what we try to do is to ensure that we don't just wait for emergencies to happen for people to feel safe. So it starts from Stone Circle being having the ability to manage this large data, because over time, if a couple of persons within an area post about pickpocketing, post about mob attack, it generates enough data for people to just, I'm traveling to a new area, I just go to my Stone Circle app, search the location, and I see a couple of incidents that have been reported in that location for like a couple of months back. It helps me prepare my mind on how to go into that kind of locality. That's being proactive about
Yeah.
it. So there's a form of habit formation that ensures that it's not until you have that problem that you use the app, but you use it way ahead such that it even prevents
Anything from
the bad
happening.
thing happening. And I think that that trait that we built into the product is something that is going to ensure that people use it at the end of the day.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so in addition to that, so I feel like there are a couple of things that you may want to do like on a daily that encourage you to still use the app regardless. For instance, let's say you want to pay for electricity. Still one of those things you can do on the app. Yes, so it encourages to use the app. Like, and then you could also, have some conversation with people around your community. Like it's also chat based. So these are one of those things that keeps user
Yeah,
engaging.
yeah,
Yeah.
true. I don't know if my viewers remember, but we actually had like a session with corp members, serving youths and people that they post to areas that they've never been before. So when he mentioned something about wanting to travel and actually making use of the app to know what is happening over there before actually getting to that place. So I think this is something that my viewers would actually be very interested in, especially for people that are traveling to place, like I said, corps members that are traveling to place, even students. You are going to school in another state you've never been before. This stone circle is for you, honestly. Okay, so let's go into more of the future. So we've discussed the moments, and like I said, I'm taking a liking to it and everything that makes it unique. So, are there features on the app that permit real-time engagement? I think you guys already mentioned it, but in like messaging someone, and what are those features? And just throw lights on them.
Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, I said it's chat based.
Chats.
So yeah, yeah.
Okay.
If you belong to a community, you can be in a social group within your community, and then you guys can engage yourself in
Like
chats.
chats.
Yes, like you
Just
like
you
just
guys.
like you do your normal usual WhatsApp
WhatsApp.
chat, yeah,
Okay.
like a chat between you and maybe
People.
people within a social group in your community, or you can even chat with maybe someone in your estate, right?
Mhm.
So you could also do things like I mentioned, like utility payments, like you want to pay for your electricity,
Mhm.
you could do stuff like that. And then for for you within a community, you could also use the um, gate pass feature, right? So that keeps you even more secured, and you can always determine who comes to visit you and who does not, right? So,
Mhm.
like for instance, if you're in your house, you can easily send a gate pass code for your visitor. So that will allow them to be able to come in. Without the gate pass access code,
Mhm.
they will not be able to come in. So these are one of those features that we have there, which uh, among all these features also include a panic alert. So if
Mhm.
you find yourself in danger or anywhere, you could easily send a panic alert, and before you know it, instantly, it's an instant messaging. So estate, the estate security personnel, they tend to get this panic alert, or other people that is selected
Okay.
to receive this panic alert. So they get it and then they can come to your rescue
Yeah.
as soon as they get that.
Oh,
So
okay.
these
So
are
you keep mentioning estate. Does it mean it's just communities? When you say communities, what do you actually mean? Does it mean individuals cannot do these things that you say? They can't use the app on their own. Do you still need people to be there to make use of the app?
All right, so let me quickly explain that. I was hoping that it was going to come at sometimes later in the podcast, but now that it's up, I just need to make that clarification, right? So one very beautiful thing about the Stone Circle app, beyond the idea that everyone can use it to share moments, like report incidents around them, also be in the loop of incidents. They can use it to communicate with their loved ones, for create circles of like create circles with their loved ones and be able to chat them and also share safety reports with them. Beyond all of these things is the idea that we are a community based solution, right? And we realize that humans at the end of the day are a component of different layers of communities. For example, estates are a form of community, residential community. So we have like a couple of estates all around. Offices are a form of community. So everybody that goes to office every morning, or like a typical working class person, has a community around offices, right? We have like schools. So there are a couple of other communities. And at every point, we as humans belong to at least one, two of these communities. The religious communities there and all of those things. So one important thing we're trying to do with Stone Circle is to digitize physical communities. So if I belong to a community, for example, a residential community, I have certain obligations towards that community, like being able to pay my dues and being able to purchase electricity. These are some of the obligations I have towards the residential community. If I belong to, say, a school, for example, I also have some obligations that I'm supposed to perform towards the school. So, what we are trying to do with Stone Circle is to create a digital sense of it, to say we are bringing your residential community on Stone Circle such that you are able to interact with your community like a normal chat. You get, so if you are trying to pay your dues in your estate, you just go to your chat feature, go to your community, open it, and click on pay dues. And you pay dues and it sends it to your community. They receive it, your community member receives it like you are sending them a chat. Yeah. So this is what we've tried to build, and this is, to be honest, this is quite new. This is quite revolutionary, and this is one of the reasons why we believe that our users are going to really love Stone Circle.
I I think is most of the things has been said. Uh, just to give a bit of definition to what we've been saying about circle. Yeah. Circle is like a group of community or of friends, okay, or colleagues that you can create yourself and
just yourself
you can create it, then add people to it
that you want
to,
to, like, okay, like
yeah,
a mini group chat.
a mini group chat, maybe my G's, my guys, my com members, and all of those things. So, or things around that, or my family. You understand? You can create, and then inside that circle, there can be like one of your questions. There can be an instant chat that, yeah, says, "Okay, how are you doing? How are you doing today?" and all of those things. And then there's this just connectivity, just like you said, and communal living.
So we've had a topic where we talked about online relationship scam, when people get to be catfished and they fall in love with people online, and from there they get to enter into a lot of trouble, find themselves in a lot of unsafe circumstances. Yeah. So what does Stone Circle have? What can Stone Circle do for this kind of people? When you put out an alert, how does Stone Circle receive it? Let's say someone that makes it up.
One of the things we have done in the chat, because before you can actually chat with someone, so you can't come to Stone Circle and just be able to chat with random people.
Okay.
You understand? So for what we are doing now, currently now, is that for you to be able to chat with someone, first the person must be your contact,
Okay.
your phone contact, right? After being your phone contact, then you can add the person. If the person is not on Stone Circle, the person you can send like an invitation to the person to join. So to join your circle or to chat with the person personally. Okay. So those are the things you have put in place just to uh, avoid what you said from happening for now. But if it has happened, I
How
think
do you put out that SOS alert?
I think it's by a button. Like, so we have two ways you can use the panic alert currently. Okay. You have the button from the app that you can slide for emergency, okay, when you are in a state of an emergency. Mm-hmm. So the people that you have added as your panic receivers get these panic alerts. Like, for instance, if you are within that your community, the estate security or the security personnel in your community gets that. Mm-hmm. And you must have added, I mean, the person that is we're talking about, for this instance, must have added their panic receiver beforehand.
Yes,
So when you now
beforehand,
when
yeah.
you raise that panic alert,
They will
everyone you have added gets that panic alert,
that you're
and
in
I
trouble.
think it's location based. Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's within the app. Secondly, you can use the what's it called? We have an hardware.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's a small one, pocket mobile, very mobile. So you can use it to raise an SOS alert as well. So it works the same way as it works from within the app.
Mm.
So
Yeah,
whichever one is at your reach,
Okay.
yeah,
you
and then to add to that, so um, eh, let's assume that maybe you are dating someone, and then we have heard of cases where the guy took the lady somewhere, and then something happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know the kind of language used on this
This
podcast, so
guy
I don't want
sounds
to say
free
I don't want to say
here.
key, and the guy took care of the lady.
Panic in and of itself is one of the major problems we are trying to solve. So there are a couple of things around panic, right? So when people are in emergency situations, their ultimate goal is to get out of that situation.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. The second thing about it is the reason why they are unable to get out of the situation themselves is because they don't have the resources or the ability to get out of the situation. What it means is they need to be able to reach out to other persons that can help them get out of
The
that situation,
situation.
which is bringing others, involving others. So Stone Circle solves that problem by ensuring that when my colleagues were talking about being able to create circles and being able to chat with them, it's awesome, right? But at the same time, we genuinely feel like okay, probably like there are other platforms where you can also do that. So if you already have other platforms where you can chat with your family members, with your girlies and your bros, why do you still need to use Stone Circle?
Okay.
Do you get? So the answer to that is more of as much as you can interact on Stone Circle, our functionality goes way beyond that. So the idea is you are adding people to a circle because you care about their safety. So if I have a family group that has like my dad, my mom, my siblings, and we are just like probably seven on that group, it means that anytime any of us raises a panic,
Panic.
everyone gets it with our location. So that functionality goes beyond what you can see anywhere else. So chat is just to ensure that we keep the engagement going so that people do not only come to Stone
Use
Circle
it
when they have
just
problem.
yeah.
So with chat, with interaction, it means that the app is already integrated into your day-to-day life. Then when you now have emergency situation, it's easier to use.
Mm.
Do you get? So that's how we are able to integrate solving of emergencies into Stone Circle. So we try to bridge that communication gap that people always find difficult to have when they're in problems. So with our own communication channel goes to like a lot of persons, it's now easier for these guys to mobilize help as quickly as possible because it's going to multiple people and multiple channels simultaneously. Unlike if you just get to just one person and it's that one
Yes,
person that
and
can
that
mobilize
just
help, you
yes.
still have that problem.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it goes to a lot of
A lot of
persons
people.
and now create that sense of community driven safety.
The main aim is for safety. So whoever you are adding to your circle should be people that can get help to you when you are in trouble. That should be like a focus.
set of people that really care about you.
Yes, and you too, when you build
Sure.
circles, because you care about their safety.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, nice. So, let me ask, what about people that misuses the panic alerts? You know, people that they didn't play with toys when they were growing up. You know, I'm sorry, but yeah, people that just want to mess up, they just get it and they want to trigger the alarm every time. Is it not disturbing the other people that they've added to these circles? How do you deal with things like that?
All right, so dealing with it, that's like one major problem, product problem we have to resolve. And to be very honest, I won't say we have like 100% answer or we solved it up to 100%, but we've tried to like we anticipated a problem like this. So the first thing we have on the system right now to combat that is there's actually a possibility that you mistakenly activated the panic alert. Let's even forget people that want to do it as a form of play, which I genuinely doubt the occurrence of that would be high. But in cases where you genuinely made a mistake, so once you swipe the panic button, there's usually like a 3 seconds countdown to cancel it.
Oh,
So
okay.
immediately you cancel it, it notifies people that like this is like a false panic,
Okay.
right? And it kind of solves a lot of problem instead of like making these people run a task. So that's like the first thing we've done. So one of the other things we are trying to also expand into doing is to ensure that we also build what we call like a safety I don't know the right word right now, more like a safety up on a particular incident. So I raise a panic and everybody that received the panic, it can kind of create like an automated group for them or circle for them, and they can interact. So you can know what person A is doing towards resolving that panic at time, know what person B is doing towards resolving that panic at time. So these are some of the things we plan to also like add on top of it, and even go to as far as also add like integrations with emergency management systems such that they can we can automatically activate the closest emergency unit to those persons, and those guys can also like send for immediate rescue.
Hmm, interesting. Okay, then what about, is there a way to verify people that actually make use of this app? Let's say in a community, people living in a community, you wake up one day, someone is shouting, they've stolen her fowl, her chicken, and it's someone in that community that stole that chicken. And everybody in that community is using Stone Circle. And the next day something gets missing again. Like, is there a way to, and let's say maybe, just maybe, they have an idea of who that person is, and you know, but then you keep posting things on the app that is for safety, and this same person that you know is causing harm is still there and seeing these updates and everything. How do you handle that? I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, I think that sounds like an abuse of the use of panic, of
No,
raising
no,
panic.
no, no,
Okay.
not the abuse, like actually having the bad guys
Okay,
make use of the app.
so you're saying that the bad guys are the one making the post, or
No, they are still learning from the post. Let's say someone actually robbed somewhere,
okay,
and then the person picks up the phone and says, "Okay, they've posted this.
okay.
They've posted that someone robbed this," and everybody already has an idea, even them themselves. Like, I don't know, but
I think that if you use CCTV as an example,
Mhm.
right, or dogs. So I remember in my house sometimes past, like every Sunday, because we kind of go out by Sunday, so we used to have this kind of burglary incidents,
Okay.
like every Sunday when no one was at home. So it happened first time, second time, third time, and after that, you just had to go and get the dog, right? So right now, people know that there's a dog in the
Dog there.
compound, and that sense that something is watching kind of reduces that distance. So I'm trying to link it to CCTV, right? So when there's a CCTV somewhere, what the exact messaging it passes to people that commit crime is that something is watching. So what that means is crimes kind of thrive more in secrecy. So when a platform like Stone Circle exists to publicize these incidents,
Yeah.
it's kind of there's a psychological shift that happens that makes them feel like, oh, I'm actually not hidden. Do you get? So and I feel like this psychological shift is something that over time it builds that narrative and it kind of deter people from like criminals, I mean actual criminals from
Yes.
randomly like committing these crimes anymore.
All right, so how do you how do you ensure that your users data are secure?
There are many data security functionalities that we have put in place. First, let's even start with the chat. Our chat is end-to-end encrypted, meaning that nobody can hack in between and see plainly the type of message you are sending across the waves.
Okay.
So that's one of the security measures that we have put in place. And then we are using one of the secured dedicated server in the world. I don't want to advertise, but I can assure you that we are using one of the most secure server in the world. And that is because we call ourselves a security company. Then it starts from the type of technology that we are also using to provide this security and where we are hosting this technology. That's why we have put all of these things in. So we have a lot of security algorithms. We have from our chat to the security to the even to the panic. There are some plain text you can't see just flying around on the application, even if you try to hack in between. Yeah, I think that's easy for me.
Okay, so does it mean that, like I said, I'm really taking interest in moments.
Okay.
So is there a way to change like a username? Do you put in a username, or is your name when you want to post like a crime that happened, let's say robbery for instance, and like I said, maybe that robber is in that community, same community are posting, and that maybe like a vendetta or something, someone wants to take out the anger on you for. Is there a way to protect people that actually post these moments?
Yes. So when you're creating your when you're signing up, you are free to use any user. You can use your own name, your real names,
Yeah.
but you can use also there's a feed for username where you can put any random username that someone has not used before. So that can be as random as anything. So when you are making a moment post, we don't share your name. We share we share the username.
Okay, the username,
Yeah, let's say Jennifer now, that's what everybody knows you are. Then when excuse me, but when you're signing up, you can say you want to be J2 million and one. So nobody knows you as J2 million and one. So that's a kind of security measure that we have put in place so that people don't just see your name and say, hey, this Jennifer that is putting this, Jennifer that is putting that.
I think that gives like a sense of security for people that actually post this stuff.
So as you said that, I started thinking more about yeah. So there's a form of anonymity that already exists on the system that Tosin talked about, but then we also look forward to even like making it more supportive of anonymous reports. Though we have to look for the two sides because we now have a lot of anonymous reporting. It might go out of hands and all of those things. But it's really like a wonderful addition beyond what we already have to even like helping to improve the products. Thank you for that feedback.
Okay, you're welcome. My pleasure. All right, so we are getting to the end of this. You know, what's next with Stone Circle? What feature can users expect?
Um,
I think you just mentioned one, right?
Yeah, I won't say feature. I will say
Improvement.
not just improvement. I will say what is the future of our users.
A feature. Oh, okay.
I will come into that goal. What is the future of our user? So, and the future of our user is not something we can just think out of the blues like that because of the evolution that's going on. So, what we have put in place is that we are always trying to get feedback, like he says. Look at look carefully into the feedback that we've gotten, either by what our user says or what they are saying and what they are not saying, to be able uh, to make the app better for them, to be able to um, even make them to explore more than they are right now. Just like we did from from the product we had earlier before into what we are going into now.
So right now we are doing with the ability of our users to be able to feel safe. Like safety and security is one layer that offers people peace of mind. So we can even go further. Like financial security is a thing. The ability to transact without any issues,
Yeah.
any problem.
Yeah.
It gives you some level of peace of mind connected to how you handle your finances, your money, and all of those things. So these are a couple of things that we plan to add on it. So at the end of the day, irrespective of all of these additions, we are achieving it with something very core, giving people a form of social interconnectedness and giving them that kind of peace of mind that comes from or that cuts across every aspect of their life. That exactly is what I can predict as the future of Stone Circle as a product.
Yeah. If I should add to that, I feel like there may likely be more artificial intelligence integration because the future is AI. So already we have artificial intelligence integrated. When you are posting your moment, it helps you generate caption. But then there could still be more integration that we'll have to do coming in the nearest future. So let's anticipate for more of that.
Okay. Thank you very much, everyone.
Okay.
I won't be rounding off if I don't ask you guys, the team that actually came to tell us about Stone Circle, what it is you want. What is the role that myself and my viewers, the role that you want us to play when it comes to Stone Circle? What do you want from us?
So I mean, I would say use responsibly. So if there is really no panic, at all,
Don't trigger.
don't trigger a panic. Don't throw people. Don't allow people to be running helter skelter when there is no actually an emergency. Yes. So
Okay.
use responsibly.
Are you even sure we're going to
Yes.
use that?
So before you even consider using responsibly, you need to use. So the first message is that we use. I encourage our users to use Stone Circle. All of the features, you have amazing features, moments, share incidents, track incidents around you, chat with your friends, with your circles, be able to raise panic alerts, be able to do your estate obligation if you are a resident of a particular estate that is registered on Limestone, and a couple of other things, right? So first, being able to use. Second, being able to give us feedbacks. We are at the phase where we need a lot of feedbacks from our users so that we can also improve the products. So we are not just writing codes. We are not just like a random tech company. We are building a solution for people and we build it with the people. So building it with the people would mean that the people use it and the people give us feedback so that we can grow together to ensure that we continue to offer you peace of mind.
And that brings us to the end of today's episode. And I am so happy. I am really, really honored to have listened in on this. Thank you very much. I'll be looking forward to seeing more of you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That's it for us today, my Stone Circle fam. See you all in the next episode of Stone Circle Podcast.
Bye.
Bye.